Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today on this series on the Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals, the AI overview. So basically, Microsoft has the certifications known as a Microsoft Certified Azure AI Fundamentals, which is actually a fundamental certifications as relating to fundamental concepts around AI and also development of software and services on the Microsoft Azure to create the AI solutions. And for this certification opportunities is for anyone who wants knowledge of machine learning and AI concepts and related Microsoft Azure services. So for anyone who wants to take the exam, you should actually be familiar with there's a self-paced series, either a self-paced series or an instruction learning material. And for intended candidates, you must have both technical and non-technical background. So anyone is actually welcome to take the exam. So even though you don't necessarily have to have the data science and software engineering experience for you to actually take the exam basically. And for AI, if you have to look at the introduction to AI itself, so we're covering things around fundamentals AI concepts, fundamentals of machine learning, fundamentals of the Azure AI services. So for the artificial intelligence actually empowers amazing solutions and experiences. And Microsoft Azure provide an easy to use service to help you get started with your journey. And with AI, we can build solution that seems like science fiction in short time ago, enabling incredible advances in healthcare, financial management, environmental protection, and other areas to make a better world for everyone, basically. So, from the agenda, those are the things to be looking at. I want to explain what AI is and understand the importance of responsible AI. Want to understand the different types of machine learning models, then identify the AI services available on Azure and what they are used for. So, what are the fundamental concepts in AI? Most times, people ask, what is an AI? AI simply means software that imitates human capability. So that means that every day there are things that we do on a day-to-day basis, often subconsciously. We make predictions or recognize patterns using information we have available or our past experiences to guide us. And we can intuitively know when something isn't quite right or doesn't fit in an expected pattern. We use sites to experience the world visually, and we can communicate by writing and speaking and engage in dynamic conversation and responding appropriately. We can also extract information from multiple sources to extend our knowledge. So those are some of the things that we do subconsciously, even as human, and we want to create software around some of those things that we do basically. So AI enables us to build amazing software that can improve healthcare, enable people to overcome physical disadvantages, empower smart infrastructure, create incredible entertainment experiences, and even save the planet. So for AI, simply put, they are softwares that imitate human behavior and capabilities. So there are a lot of workloads around the AI itself. So some of the common workloads in AI, we'll talk about the machine learning, which is actually the fundament is a foundation of an AI system and is a way we teach a computer model to make predictions and draw conclusions from data. Then we'll talk about the computer vision, the capability within AI to interpret the world virtually through cameras, videos, images. We talk about the natural language processing is a capability within AI for a computer to interpret written or spoken language and respond appropriately. And talk about the document intelligence is a capability within the AI that deals with managing, processing, and using high volumes of data found in forms and documents. When we talk about the knowledge mining, is a capability within the AI to extract information from large volume of often unstructured data to create a knowledge store. Then the generative AI, which is a capability within the AI that creates original content in a variety of formats, including natural language, image, code, and more. So let's try to understand a bit of this more. Now, the machine learning, which is actually the foundation of most AI solutions. So since the 1950s, researchers, often known as data scientists, have worked on different approaches to AI. And most modern applications of AI have their origin in machine learning, which is a branch of AI that combines computer science and mathematics. Now, if you look at a real life scenario, like in sustainable farming, for example, they are essential to maximize food productions while protecting a fragile environment. And the heat, which is an agricultural technology company that is based in Australia, they use sensors, data, and even machine learning to help farmers to make informed decisions related to weather, soil, and even the plant condition itself. Now, how does the machine learning actually works? So the answer is from data. So in today's world, we create huge volume of data as we go about our everyday lives, from the text message, the emails, and the social media posts we send to photographers, and even the videos we take with our phones. We generate massive amounts of information, and more data is still being created by millions of sensors in our homes, cars, those that have smart homes, even smart cities, even for our public transport infrastructure, and as well as the factory. So what the data scientists do is that they can use all of this data to train a machine learning models that can make predictions and inferences based on the relationship defined in the data. And the machine learning model try to capture the relationship between the data. For example, suppose an environmental conversation organization wants to volunteer to identify and catalog different species of wildflower using the phone application, for example. Now, so an application can be used, and it will actually requires a team of a botanists and scientists to collect the data of the wildflower itself as a sample, and the team labels the sample with the correct species, and the labeled data is processed using an algorithm that finds relationship between the features of the samples and even the labeled species. So the results of these algorithms are encapsulated in a model. So when new samples are found by volunteers, the models can identify the correct species label. So the approach to AI have actually advanced to complete a much greater complexity. So these complex models form the basis of the AI capability. And talking about the machine learning in the Microsoft Azure, the Microsoft Azure provides the Azure Machine Learning Service, which is actually a cloud-based platform for creating, managing, and publishing machine learning models. So, with the use of what we call the Azure Machine Learning Studio, it offers multiple authoring experience, such as automated machine learning, which is actually the feature that enable non-experts to quickly create an effective machine learning model from data. So with the automated machine learning, you don't have to be an expert of data science, to create those things, because the Azure platform already provide that for you. Then we have the Azure Machine Learning Designer. It's actually a graphical interface enabling no code development for machine learning solutions. And the other one is the data metric visualization. It analyze and optimize your experiment with visualization. With this data metric visualization, it helps you to basically analyze and optimize your experiments. Then the last, which is not the least, is a notebook. Notebook, write and run your own code in a managed Jupyter Notebook servers that are actually directly integrated into the studio. So those are some of the capability on the Microsoft Azure for our machine learning models. The next one we're going to talk about is a computer vision, the capability that we have with a computer vision. Now, computer vision is an area of AI that deals with visual processes, right? So anything that has to do with visual, that's what the computer vision does. Now, for example, now there's an app called the Scene app. It's a Scene here app. It's actually a great the power of computer vision. So it is actually designed for the blind and low vision community. The Scene AI app harness the power of AI to open up the virtual world and describe nearby people, text, and objects. So with that app, it's something that we can actually, explore. So for the computer vision models and their capabilities, most of the computer vision solutions are based on machine learning models, as you stated earlier, since they are foundations of AI, and they can be applied to visual input from cameras, videos, even images. So, for example, now for the computer vision, we have different tasks they can perform. Tasks around image classifications. For example, in image classifications, it actually involves training the machine learning model to classify images based on their content. For example, in a traffic monitoring solution, you might use an image classification model to classify images based on the types of vehicle they contain, such as if the vehicle is a taxi or buses, even a cyclist, and so on. Then the other capability is the object detection. Now, object detection machine learning models are trained to classify individual objects within an image and identify their location with a boundary box. For example, a traffic monitoring solution might use the object detection to identify the location of different classes of vehicle. Then the other solutions with the computer vision is a semantic segmentation. Now, for semantic segmentation is an advanced machine learning techniques in which individual pixels in the image are classified according to the object to which they belong. For example, still on the traffic monitoring solution, you can actually overlay a traffic image with marks layer to actually highlight different vehicles using specific colors. Let's say, for example, now any vehicle that is box, you want to label them with red, cars with blue, then cyclic with green. Then the other capability is image analysis. You can create solutions that combine machine learning models with advanced image analysis techniques to extract information from images, including tags that could help catalog the image or even descriptive caption that summarize the scene. Then the facial detection analysis and also recognition is also another solution under the computer vision. So for the face detection is actually a specialized form of object detection that locates human face in an image. So it can actually combine with classification and facial geometry analysis techniques to recognize individuals based on their facial features. The last one there is the optical character recognition (OCR). Now, with optical character recognition, is a technique used to detect and read text in images. So you can use the OCR to read text in photograph. For example, if you have a road sign or a storefront, so you can extract information from a scanned document such as letter, invoices, or even the form. So some of the on Azure, the computer vision service that we have on Azure, for example, we call them the Azure AI Visions. We use them to develop the computer vision solutions basically. So the service features are available for use and for testing in Azure Vision Studio. So we have a Vision Studio where you do all the testing and other programming languages. So some features of the Azure Visions Azure AI visions include the image analysis, which is the capabilities for analyzing images, videos, and extracting descriptions tags, objects, and even text. Level face is a capability that enables you to build a face detection and facial recognition solutions. Then for the OCR, the optical character recognition, is a capability for extracting printed and handwritten text from images, enabling access to digital version of a scanned text. So the next one is the natural language processing. Let's talk a bit more about it just to understand how it works. Now, for the natural language processing, we call it NLP, is an area of AI that deals with creating softwares that understand written and spoken language. Now, the NLP, natural language processing, enable you to create software that can do any of the following. One, it can help you to create software that analyze and interpret text in documents, email messages, and other sources. Two, it helps you to interpret spoken language and synthesize and speech responses. Three, it helps you to automatically translate spoken or written phrases between languages. Four, it helps you to interpret commands and determine appropriate actions that you need to do. Um, for example, Starship Commander is a virtual reality game for human interaction that takes place in a science fiction world. So the game uses what we call the natural language processing to enable players to control and narrate the narrative and interact with in-game character and even the Starship system. Now, for natural language processing in Microsoft Azure, you can use the Microsoft Azure AI language to build a natural language processing solution. And some features of Azure AI language include understanding and analyzing text, training conversational language models that can understand spoken and a text-based command, then also building intelligent applications. Now, the Microsoft AI Speech is another service that can be used to build the natural language processing solution. So with the AI speech features, it includes things around speech recognition and synthesis, real-time translation, conversation, transcriptions, and more. And most everything around this can actually be explored on what we call the Azure Language Studio, and for the Azure AI speech features on the Azure Speak Studio. So these are the things that we'll be looking at by the time we continue with our associate level when we begin to build solutions. Now the next is the document intelligence. Now for document intelligence, is actually an area of AI that deals with managing, processing, and using high volumes of a variety of data found in forms and documents. Now, document intelligence enables you to create software that can automate processing for contracts, health documents, financial forms, and more. On Azure, the document intelligence solution, which is the Azure AI Document Intelligence, is used to build solutions that manage and accelerate data collection from scanned documents. And features of Azure AI Document helps automate document processing in applications and workflows. It enhances data-driven strategy and enrich document search capabilities. And you can use the pre-built model to add intelligent document processing for invoice, receipts, even health insurance card, tax form, and more. You can also use the Azure AI Document Intelligence to create custom models with your own labels dataset. And the service feature are available for use and testing in what we know as the Document Intelligence Studio and other programming language. Now, the next is knowledge mining. What is knowledge mining? Knowledge mining is a term used to describe solution that involves extracting information from large volumes of often unstructured data to create a searchable knowledge store. Now, On Azure, the knowledge mining solution is known as the Azure AI Search. It's an enterprise search solution that has tools for building indexes. Now, the indexes can then be used for internal only use or enable searchable content on public facing internet assets. Now, the Azure AI Search can utilize the pre-built AI capability of the Azure AI services, such as image processing, document intelligence, and natural language processing to extract data. The product's AI capability makes it possible to index previously unsearchable documents and extract and surface insights for large amounts of data quickly. So the next, let's talk about the generative AI. Now, generative AI describes a category of capabilities within AI that creates original content. So people typically interact with generative AI that has been built into chat applications. Generative AI applications take in natural language inputs and return appropriate responses in a variety of formats, including natural language, image, code, and audio. Now, on Azure, the generative AI feature on Azure is what we know as the Azure Open AI service. So when Microsoft partner with OpenAI, the generative AI features was actually included on the Azure. Now, the Azure OpenAI service is a Microsoft cloud solution for deploying, customizing, and hosting generative AI models. It brings together the best of OpenAI's cutting edge models and API with the security and scalability of the Azure cloud platform. Now, the Azure OpenAI service supports many generative models choices that can serve different needs. You can use the Azure AI Studio to create generative AI solution such as custom copilots, chat-based assistants that use Azure Open AI service. All right, moving on. What are the principles of responsible AI? Want to look at some of the principles of responsible AIs, talking about even the risks and the challenges of this principle. Now, artificial intelligence is a powerful tool that can be used to greatly benefit the world. However, like any tool, it must be used responsibly. So it's very important that we actually use it responsibly. And if you check the table here, the table actually analyze some of the risks and as well as some of the risks that are involved in this generative AI. Now, for example, now in terms of bias, it can affect results. So for the principle of responsible AI, so fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and even accountability. So for responsible AI, basically, these are actually the principle. Now at Microsoft, AI software development is guided by a set of 6 principles designed to ensure that AI applications provide amazing solutions to difficult problems without any unintended negative consequently. For example, now for fairness, which is the first one, so AI system is should actually treat all people fairly. For example, suppose you create a machine learning model to support a loan approval application for a bank, for example, now the model should predict whether the loan should be approved or denied without biases. So we find out that some of the challenge and the risk around fairness is that bias can actually, affect result for a loan approval in terms of maybe discrimination by gender due to bias in the data with which it was trained. So for for bias, the bias based on gender, ethnicity, or other factors that result in an unfair advantage or disadvantage to a specific groups or applicants. So it's very important that for principle of responsible AI, fairness is very important for every AI. And another example is the Microsoft implementation of responsible AI with face services, which actually retire the facial recognition capability that can be used to try to infer emotional state and identify attributes. This capability, if misused, can actually subject people to stereotyping, discrimination, or even unfair denial of service. Now, talking about the next one, reliability and safety. So, AI system should perform reliable and safely. For example, now consider an AI-based software system for an automation vehicle and a machine learning model that diagnoses a patient's symptoms and recommends prescriptions. Unreliability in this kind of system can result in substantial risks to human life. So though the AI-based software application development must be subject to a rigorous testing and deployment management processes to ensure that they work as expected before release. So some of the things that in terms of challenges or risks, error may cause harm. So for the autonomous vehicles experiences of system failure, so it can actually cause a collision. So when you have a self-driving cars, for example, the next one is a privacy and security. Now, for privacy and security, AI system should be secure and respect privacy. The machine learning models on which the AI systems are based rely on large volumes of data, which may contain personal details that must be kept private. So even after the model are trained and the system is in production, privacy and security need to be considered as the system uses new data to make predictions or take actions. So both the data and the decision made from the data may be subject to privacy or security concerns. So like private data could be exposed in terms of AI. That's one of the challenges, and a medical diagnosis bot is trained to use sensitive patient data, which is stored insecurely. So it's very important that privacy and security is actually adhered to when building an AI system. Now, the next is the inclusiveness. So, for inclusiveness, now AI systems should empower everyone and engage people. AI should bring benefits to all parts of the society, regardless of physical ability, gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, and other factors. So it's very important that it includes everybody. Now, if you have a predictive app that provides no audio output, for example, people that are visually impaired use, so that's an example of you're not including everyone, because when you're building solutions, it must include everybody. So for inclusiveness, you must ensure that solution works for everybody. The next one is the transparency. Now, AI systems should be understandable. Users should be able to make fully aware of the purpose of the system, how it works, and what limitations they may expect. So in terms of transparency, the user must actually trust a trustworthy a complex system, which is actually a risk, and the AI based financial to make investment recommendation. What are they based on? So we must actually understand what is the purpose of the system, how is it working, and what limitation may be expected. Now, the last but not the least is accountability. Now, people should be accountable for the AI systems. Designers and developers of AI based solutions should work within a framework of governance and organizational principles that ensure that the solution meets ethical and legal standards that are clearly defined. So it's very important that you don't use an AI system. Now, for example, now you have an innocent person who is convicted of a crime based on evidence of facial recognition. So, who is responsible? So, somebody will be liable for AI driven decisions. So, those are the core principles of responsible AI that can actually help you to understand some of the challenges facing developers as they try to create ethical AI solutions. So Microsoft as an organization have actually developed a framework for building AI systems responsibly. So the framework I'm going to actually have put a link in the chat where you can go ahead, check the blog on the Microsoft site, like guiding product development towards more responsible outcomes, and look at the responsible AI, talking things around the principles, the goals, requirements, tools, and practices. So refining policies and learning from product experience as well. So those are things that are actually part of the the framework that Microsoft has actually introduced. All right, so we'll be running up to this section on the series here. And in the next series, we'll be looking at the fundamentals of machine learning, where we discuss about what are some basic fundamentals of machine learning, the types of machine learning models that we have. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and I will see you in the next video when we talk about more things around AI. Thank you so much and have a good one. And please, if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please kindly support by subscribing to this channel. I plan to actually drop content on Azure AI from the fundamentals to actually the intermediate level. Then after the series, we'll go into series on the Microsoft Defender HDR. So thank you so much. I'll see you. Bye for now.